There has been a Greeley High School since 1871. And not long after that, our athletes began competing for the orange and black, first as the Spud Diggers, then briefly as the Vikings, and finally, since 1913, the Wildcats. Greeley High captured its first state championship in 1909 and hasn't stopped since. Now, we pause to honor and celebrate this proud tradition in athletics established many generations ago.
Good evening. When Wildcats graduate, they affectionately become ghosts of this timeless institution. It is an honor to welcome so many ghosts home to Baggett Gymnasium and this historic campus. Here at the castle, we like to say the ghosts are watching. Previous generations of Wildcats watch over us and challenge us to greatness. This evening, we get to honor some of those Wildcat ghosts. Tonight, we continue a tradition begun last year. Greeley Central is proud to introduce the 2023 class of the Greeley High School Athletic Hall of Fame. As our honorees are introduced, they or their representatives will make their way to Mr. Scribick, where they will receive their enshrinement plaque. The photograph that stands next to each honoree will be hung permanently here in the castle in honor of their contributions to Wildcat excellence. Our first honoree of the evening is Pete Damato. Accepting the award for Mr. Damato tonight are his children, Connie Devro, Ken Damato, and Jerry Damato. Coach Damato was known as the Dean of Colorado High School baseball. He was Greeley High's first baseball coach from 1949 until 1969. His teams never had a losing season while racking up a .744 winning percentage. Under his leadership, the Cats laid claim to 14 league titles, 3 state runner-up trophies, and the 1957 state championship. He also coached Legion Ball in the summers for 15 years, where his teams also dominated, winning back-to-back-to-back state championships from 1963 until 1965. During his career, fans crowded along the 16th Street fence line to watch the Cats play their home games, a field which now bears his name. Coach Damato was tough but fair and expected the best from his players. He wouldn't even give his son any extra coaching practice. He thought it would be unfair to the rest of the boys. Coach loved this community and his players. Through Damato's generosity, kids who couldn't afford equipment still had the opportunity to play ball. Damato conducted clinics for all community youth, bringing in professional players and coaches to help. For his efforts, he received the Pop Warner District Service Award for Youth in 1960. And when tragedy struck one of Coach's beloved players, Coach Damato pushed to create Butch Butler Baseball Field. Pete Damato was named Colorado High School Coaches Association Coach of the Year in 1969. Coach was inducted into the Colorado High School Coaches Hall of Fame in 1973. Please welcome Coach Pete Damato to the Greeley High School Hall of Fame. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm here with Pete Damato's son, Ken Damato. Pete Damato was a coach here in 1943 to 1969. He was a Hall of Fame football, basketball, and baseball coach. And tell us a bit about your dad.
A purist in the sport of baseball, disciplinarian, but fair, and had strategy that he used to teach all the coaches in the state because he wanted everybody to be on the same playing field. And he wanted everything for his ball players. He's always a ball player's coach.
Thank you so much.
Our next honoree is the entire 1951 state football championship team from Greeley High School. Accepting the award for the 1951 team is Dixie Hoffner, John Farr, Alan Turner, and Barbara Hoff. Congratulations. The 1951 men of the gridiron were a remarkable 12-1 with an opportunistic defense and an explosive offense. A sign in the Wildcat locker room said, "The team that won't be beaten can't be beaten." The 51 team would live by this. Their resilience was tested against the defending state champion Fort Collins Lambkins as the Cats trailed 26-6 late in the third quarter. But the Cats refused to lose and won 34-26. Coach Nolan said, "In 23 years, I've never had a bunch of kids that have made me prouder." The conference championship game came down to a battle against Loveland in front of 4,000 screaming fans. The game went to overtime. In 1951, overtime rules were a little different. The ball started on the 50-yard line and the teams alternated 6 offensive snaps. The team with the ball in their opponent's half of the 50 after 6 plays earned 2 points in the win. When the dust settled, the ball rested on the Loveland 45-yard line. The Cats won the game 9-7 and with it the conference championship. In the state semifinals, the Cats spotted Denver East 2 quick touchdowns. But once the Cats got their legs, they couldn't be stopped, outrushing the much larger Denver team by 100 yards in a 21-13 win. The Wildcats dominated Grand Junction High School 34-7 to win Greeley High's 4th state football championship. That team had 14 Wildcats named to the All-State team. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 1951 football championship team to the Greeley High School Hall of Fame. Fantastic. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Our next honoree is Coach Dale Thompson. Accepting the award for Coach Thompson tonight is his son, Hank Thompson. Coach Thompson began teaching and coaching at Greeley High School in 1953. While at Greeley Central, he coached football, basketball, and baseball for 20 years. He then coached golf for another 10. Thompson coached with fellow Hall of Fame coaches Pete Damato and Jim Baggett. He was instrumental in bringing 5 state basketball titles, 1 state football title, and 1 state baseball title to Greeley High School. At one point, Coach Thompson helped guide the basketball team to 20 state tournament berths during a 22-year span. Made more incredible considering only 8 teams made the state tournament each year. Coach Thompson called the Denver Coliseum, where the state tournament was played, the Cats' home away from home. "The only game we want to win is the next one." This Thompson quote gave his team a focused mindset that helped lead the Wildcats to an astounding 31-game conference winning streak. As a result, his teams won numerous conference titles. He also had the great pleasure of coaching his son, Henry, who became an All-State and All-American basketball player under Coach Thompson's tutelage. Coach Thompson's immense success led the boys' varsity locker room being named after him in 2008. Coach Thompson was inducted into the Colorado High School Coaches Hall of Fame in 1984 and the District 6 Coaches Association Hall of Fame in 1986. And now, deservingly, Coach Thompson is a member of the Greeley High School Hall of Fame. Thank you, Hank. Our next honoree is Larry Hoffner. Larry Hoffner was one of the best athletes during the Wildcats' golden decade that saw Wildcat teams claim 10 state championships. Hoffner was known for his all-out effort and unmatched tenacity. These characteristics were a product of working the cattle and raising sugar beets on the family farm. He won the statewide 4-H competition following his sophomore year when he raised 5 acres of sugar beets that produced almost 10,000 pounds of sugar. Larry would become a rare 3-year starter for Coach Jim Baggett. Hoffner spent countless hours in the gym shooting 500 shots a day. He was part of the Dawn Patrol, practicing free throws every morning at 6 a.m. Larry led the Wildcats to 3 consecutive Northern Conference titles, and he was also the Northern Conference's all-time leading scorer. The Greeley Tribune reported that raw-boned Larry Hoffner, tough and ornery and wild as a Brahma, banged in 32 points and grabbed 27 rebounds to key the Greeley win over Longmont. In the 1956 state championship game in front of 12,000 fans at the Denver Coliseum, Hoffner had 30 points and 17 rebounds to lead the Cats to a state championship over Manual High School. At CSU, he was a 3-year starter, only because freshmen weren't allowed to play. He was a 2-time all-conference player and is still one of the top scorers in Rams history. Larry was inducted into the CSU Athletic Hall of Fame in 2002. From the class of 1956, Wildcat Hall of Famer, Larry Hoffner.
Thank you. We're going to go that way.
Our next honoree is Frank Carbajal. Accepting the award for Mr. Carbajal tonight are his nephew, Dr. Gil Carbajal, his son, Duran, grandsons Jackson and Dylan, great-granddaughter Mia, and the rest of the Carbajal family. Dusty Baker, the all-time winningest African-American manager and manager of the 2022 World Champion Houston Astros, referred to Frank Carbajal as my mentor. Dusty knew Frank had faced and overcome numerous obstacles. Frank's family immigrated from Mexico, and their first night in Greeley, the Carbajal family slept on the floor of a chicken coop. While recognizing the realities of discrimination and economic inequities, he was intolerant of excuses. Shoulda, woulda, coulda never made it to the playoffs. As a Cat, Carbajal was an all-state guard while helping the Cats win the 1956 state basketball championship. He was a standout pitcher for the Wildcat baseball team that would be state runner-up. During that season, Carbajal and Larry Anderson combined for 8 shutouts. Frank was a junior college All-American pitcher at Lamar Junior College. He was a 3-time all-conference basketball player at UNC, which was then Colorado Teachers College, and a 2-time all-conference baseball player who twice played in the College World Series for the Bears. His no excuse, never be outworked philosophy followed him to the coaching ranks, where he accumulated 662 wins over a 44-year coaching career. He spent the bulk of his coaching career coaching high school and college basketball in California. He coached 9 All-Americans and 2 who would play in the NBA. Carbajal is in the UNC Hall of Fame, California Community College Coaches Hall of Fame, Colorado Sports Hall of Fame, and the Santa Barbara Court of Champions. From the class of 1956, Wildcat Hall of Famer Frank Carbajal.
Thank you.
Our next honoree of the evening is the entire 1957 baseball championship team from Greeley High School. Accepting the award for the 1957 team are John Blatnick, Rich Rangel, Derek Fredrickson, Michael Alexander and Chris Joseph, Jerry Miyoshi, and Kathy Porter. Under Coach Pete D'Amato's leadership, the Wildcats dominated the Northern Conference 5 of the first 8 years of its existence, but suffered 2 heartbreaking losses in the 1953 and 56 state championship games. The 1957 team would be the most successful team ever to represent Greeley High School. The 1957 Wildcats used dominant pitching from Russ Porter and Jerry Tellez and consistent hitting to win the Northern Conference. In the state quarterfinal game versus Wheat Ridge, Greeley's Sam Lopez had 4 RBI, including a home run. With the game tied at 4 in the 9th inning, Lopez drew a walk, stole second and third on consecutive pitches, and then beat the throw home on a hard-hit ball by Brad Swanson. The Cats won 6-4. In the championship game, the Wildcats faced Denver South. The Cats were down 2-0 in the 6th inning, but clutch hitting from Sam Lopez, Rich Rangel, and Brad Swanson got it started. Then a walk from Pat Baggett and a couple of sacrifices from Russ Porter and Doug Fredrickson gave the Cats a lead they would never surrender. They went on to win their first state title 7-2. Members of the all-tournament team were Russ Porter, Sam Lopez, Dunn Martine, John Blatnick, Brad Swanson, Pat Baggett, and Rich Rangel. Wildcats on the all-tournament honorable mention squad were Doug Fredrickson and Don Martin. And the Wildcats had 3 players named to the all-state team: Russ Porter, Sam Lopez, and Brad Swanson. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 1957 baseball championship team to the Greeley High School Hall of Fame.
Thank you for being here. Thank you, guys.
Our next honoree is Harry Henselman. All of the success Harry Hinzelman found at Greeley High might never have happened if his father hadn't moved his family from Germany in the late 1930s. Harry's father wouldn't have his children become Hitler Youth. Once in America, Harry found incredible success in Greeley. Henselman was a key figure in the dominance of Greeley High School in the 1950s. During his 3 years as a Wildcat, Harry won an astounding 5 state championships. His first came while playing basketball for Jim Baggett alongside fellow Hall of Famers Ted Somerville and Jim McKay. They dominated Boulder 70-48 in the 1959 state championship game. His next title came on the tennis courts in the spring of 1959. Harry was tall and agile with a booming serve. He and his partner, Rich Hillwade, defeated the doubles team from Boulder 6-4, 6-3 in the finals. His third and fourth titles came in the fall of 1959, again on the tennis courts when CHSA moved boys tennis from spring to the fall. This time, Harry competed in the singles tournament and defeated a player from Denver East 6-4, 6-4 to capture the number 2 singles title. And thanks to Rich Hillway, who won the number 1 singles title, the pair of them collected enough points for the Wildcats to claim the 1959 team tennis championship. Harry's final state championship came back on the hardwood as he helped the 1960 basketball team defeat Denver East 66-64 in front of 12,000 fans. From the class of 1960, Wildcat Hall of Famer Harry Henselman.
Congratulations.
Hi, I'm here with Harry Hinzelman, tennis and basketball player, right, from 1957 to 1960. And what was your favorite thing about being a Wildcat?
Oh, just the spirit of the school and the following that we had, and that was really the spirit of the school was phenomenal.
Of course,
really.
Thank you.
Our next honoree is Connie Mackey Jeldon. In the words of Hall of Fame coach Sally Stewart, Connie was the best female athlete Central has ever seen. Mackey's goal was to beat whomever. Not only a dominant competitor, but versatile as well, Connie excelled in 3 sports as a Wildcat and was a 9-time varsity letter winner. Connie was a 3-time state gymnastics qualifier for Coach Stewart. She was the 1978 district champion on the floor routine and part of the 1979 conference championship team. Connie loved her family and teammates, so probably as special as any individual accolades was competing with her sister Kayleen. They even finished first and second in the all-around competition in Loveland. On the hardwood, she was named to the All-State team in 1980 to go along with 2 all-conference honors. When she left the castle, Mackey owned 6 basketball records. Connie Mackey truly left her legacy on the track. 10 school records, 7 conference titles, and 3 state championships, twice in the 440 and once in the grueling pentathlon. She was a key member of the 1979 Northern Conference championship team. As a collegiate freshman at Utah State, she broke the school record in the 100-meter hurdles and was regional champion in the 400 hurdles. Upon transferring to Colorado State University, she broke all of CSU's records for hurdling. Again, she was regional champ in the 400 hurdles and placed 5th nationally to earn All-American status. From the class of 1980, Wildcat Hall of Famer Connie Mackey Jeldon.
Thank you, Connie.
Hi, I'm here with Connie Mackey, basketball, gymnastics, and track athlete from 1977 to 1980. And what was your favorite memory at Greeley High?
Oh, wow. I don't know. Probably now as I'm older and I look back, my favorite memory is just the teammates, the friends, and the coaches and the administrators that made things possible for you. But like I said, as an older person, I can appreciate that now. I don't think I appreciated it as much as an 18-year-old. Probably state track. My junior, senior year winning state was probably one of my favoriteest memories.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Our next honoree is Tony Mustari. Tony Mustari outworked his opponents on and off the mat. Starting in 6th grade, his family would drive 2 nights a week to Team Excel in Louisville, Colorado, where he would undergo intense workouts against some of the best in the state. During his high school years, he was known for his grueling weightlifting sessions. Add the fact that Tony was a student of the game, and you end up with a 3-time state champion, Colorado's first 2-time national champion, and an 8-time All-American. As a sophomore, Tony defeated Northridge's Ricky Saucedo in 2 overtimes in the finals to finish the season 39-1. He wouldn't lose another match during his entire high school career. For good measure, Tony won the national title at the men's junior freestyle later that year. As a junior, he was ranked 1st in the state and 3rd nationally. He went 43-0 to become the first Wildcat wrestler to repeat as state champion since Les Davidson did it in 1943. His senior season, no one scored on Tony in 40 straight matches. He finished his high school career with 106 straight wins and his 3rd state title. He owned a Colorado record 161 career wins. Deservingly, he was named Colorado Male Athlete of the Year. A few months later, he outscored his opponents 83-0 to win the national freestyle title. At UNC, he was a 3-time all-conference wrestler and in the top 10 all-time in victories. It was once said that Tony was like having a coach on the mat. As it turns out, he's a pretty good coach too. His Eaton wrestling teams have been crowned state champions 3 times. From the class of 2005, Wildcat Hall of Famer, Tony Mustari.
That first match, I was there, buddy. That was awesome.
Hi, I'm here with Tony Mustari, and wrestling athlete from 2001 to 2005. And what was your favorite memory about Greeley High?
About Greeley High or wrestling?
Wrestling at Greeley High.
I think wrestling at Greeley High, I mean, anybody's going to tell you the tradition. The tradition with Greeley Central, it just goes back, I mean, many, many, many years. So, I mean, they kind of preach that into our heads. So the tradition will always kind of be a very fond memory for me. I would say with wrestling, it was probably winning my first state championship.
Of course. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Our next honoree is Allie Parks. Allie comes from a running family. When on vacation, a Parks family tradition was to go on an all-family run as soon as they reached their destination. Back when Allie was running track at Heath Middle School, the meets would sometimes go long. When this happened, track organizers would combine the remaining boys and girls races into a single event. Unfortunately for the majority of her opponents, Allie usually won. When she arrived at the castle, Allie joined a powerhouse team that saw the Lady Cats place third in state in cross country and were regional champions in track. Throughout her career, Allie and fellow Wildcat Janelle Martinez pushed and supported each other for 4 years. In fact, 4 Wildcat runners from the class of 2011 signed Division I intent letters. Allie's first state championship came down to one of the closest finishes in meet history. The entire race was decided in the last 50 yards. After the race, she said it felt like a dream, an out-of-body experience. Her senior year, she dominated the state cross-country meet, becoming the first runner from Weld County to accomplish back-to-back state titles. Add it all up, and Allie was named All-State in cross-country 4 times to go with her 2 state titles. She was a 2-time All-State runner in track to go along with numerous conference and regional titles. At the University of Montana, she was a 4-time All-Big Sky Conference runner. At the University of Windsor in Canada, she was an All-Conference and All-Canadian runner. From the class of 2011, Wildcat Hall of Famer, Allie Parks.
Hi, I'm here with Allie Parks, track athlete and cross-country athlete from 2007 to 2011. And what advice would you give to current and future Wildcats?
I think the best thing that I ever got out of the program, anything, is all the teammates that I made here. Really lifelong friends. So really just embrace all the people that you're with and recognize that it's really special being able to make connections with people like this. Definitely hands down the best part of the experience.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Our final honoree tonight is Addie Neibauer. Accepting the award with Addie is her father, Marty Neibauer. As a youngster, Addie Neibauer was interested in numerous activities. She ran a 6-minute and 50-second mile as an 8-year-old. She danced for a local hip-hop dance team. She competed in gymnastics. She became a state champion BMX racer while in elementary school. In high school, she was part of the volleyball and basketball teams, but it was on the track and in the vaulting pit that she left her legacy as a Wildcat. She liked training alone in the weight room, pushing herself relentlessly. Oftentimes, her best competitor was herself. She was rarely satisfied with her performances and worked hard to better herself. Following her first state championship in the pole vault, clearing 10 feet, she told the Tribune, "I'm happy that I won, but I wanted to go higher." Longtime track coach and dad, Marty Neibauer, installed a rope and pulley apparatus that hung from the rafters in Baggett Gym. She used this to perfect her kinesthetic awareness during vaulting. Following her second state pole vaulting championship, where she cleared 11 feet 6 inches, she was disappointed to not clear 12 feet 2 inches. And following her third state championship, where she cleared 12 feet, she was a little disappointed not to clear 13 feet. But she did enjoy the moment. I'm honored that I get to stand on top of the podium for the 3rd time in my high school career. She left Central as the school record holder, finally clearing 12 feet 7 inches, and a 3-time all-state performer. From the class of 2013, Wildcat Hall of Famer, Addie Neibauer.
Hi, I'm here with Addie Neibauer, track and field athlete from 2009 to 2013. And what did you enjoy the most about being a Wildcat?
Oh boy, what did I enjoy the most? I love the culture here. The athletics was always fun. Academics was always fun. The basketball games are always fun. The castle is dope too. Honestly, I came back here for the first time in a while, and I just love the look of the castle.
Well, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, could we have a big round of applause for the 2023 class of the Greeley Central High School Athletic Hall of Fame?